Good afternoon. Welcome to the May Town Board meeting, and we've got some exciting presentations this afternoon. First, I'd like to ask everyone to please stand, and we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. And I'd ask Councilman John Lorenzo to please lead us. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Each month we take efforts to ensure that the excellence and hard work and dedication of our community is recognized so that we may spread the news to residents across the town. This month, it's with great pleasure that we recognize one individual who exemplifies the essence of courage, selflessness, and good neighborly conduct. And I'd ask Councilman Lorenzo to please join me because this gentleman resides in his council district. On April 3rd, 2024, Nassau County Police Officer Richard Mosbach displayed extraordinary bravery and quick thinking when he witnessed his neighbor's home engulfed in flames. Without hesitation, Richard raced to the scene and learned that West Sayville volunteer firefighter AJ Spitzfaden was trapped on the second floor. Assessing the situation, Richard enlisted help to call 911 while he retrieved a ladder from his home. With the ladder secured, he ascended towards the intense heat and rapidly spreading flames, successfully recognizing AJ just moments before the fire intensified and glass began to explode. Richard, please come forward. Richard Mosbach's heroic actions and unwavering determination to help a neighbor in need, even in the face of imminent danger, saved a life and prevented further tragedy. Today, we honor Richard for his exceptional courage and for reminding us that heroes walk among us every day. Please join us in recognizing Richard Mosbach.
Fire like a couple hours later.
Yeah, he went to a couple of calls afterwards, so yeah. Yeah.
With the town board. Just a second, and I'll have everyone gathered here.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for coming down. You really are an inspiration. You know, it's said here that there are heroes that walk among us every day. I think it was Pope Francis who said that there are these saints that live among us, you know, next door to us. I have one that shovels our snow when it snows. You can hear the shovel going as I'm in the house. So again, Richard, thank you so much. And our next group of honorees is the East Islip Chiefs hockey team that has had an impressive last few seasons, and that's a bit of an understatement. Last year, the team secured a place competing at the 2023 Chipotle USA Hockey High School National Championships, a historic first for the team. This year, this talented group of athletes dominated the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, securing the regular season championship. Their success extended beyond local competition as they clinched the New York State Amateur Hockey Association State Championship. Again, a first in the school's history. The team's journey continued to the USA Hockey National Championship, where they finished with an outstanding record, earning them the #2 rank in the nation for Division II. This dedication and skill and teamwork exhibited by the East Islip Chiefs throughout the season exemplify a true spirit of excellence and sportsmanship, making them true champions on and off the ice. Their hard work and success continue to bring pride to their school community and certainly to our town. Please join us, and please, Councilman O'Connor, who represents East Islip on the board, please join us in congratulating the East Islip Chiefs Ice Varsity Hockey Team and another fantastic and unforgettable season. Congratulations. Come on up, guys. Come on up.
All right, Bob, you're tall enough.
Even back here, I need a stool. Pivot. Okay, thank you. Sure, I do.
Do you? Do you really? Oh, we can make that happen.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
What Maddie's, did a JV team when I was at just high school? My nephew.
Yeah, he's on JV next year. He's a starter. No. But indoor.
Good? Yeah, good. Congratulations, guys.
We have a few quick announcements. This Saturday, May 18th through the 24th is National Safe Boating Week. The town's been hosting boater safety courses for both residents and non-residents, and there are 2 sessions still remaining, this Saturday, the 18th, and Saturday, June 8th. And as most of you, I'm sure, know, all boaters are required to have certification by January 1st of 2025. So please call our Cultural Affairs Office at 224-5430 for more information. We'll also be hosting our annual Boater Safety Press Conference on Wednesday, May 22nd, hopefully raising some of that awareness. So be on the lookout for water safety resources related to boating, pool safety, sharks. Hopefully, we won't have as many this year, lifeguard flags, and more. This Saturday, we'll also be hosting our spring Stop Throwing Out Pollutants Day, Stop Day. As we've just coming off Earth Week and Earth Month, and the improper disposal of household hazardous waste can be harmful to our environment and community. And to ensure potentially hazardous and harmful substances are handled safely and disposed of correctly, the STOP program reminds residents to bring household hazardous waste directly to our multi-purpose recycling facility, or the MRF. Stop Day special Saturday hours will be this Saturday, May 18th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Finally, be sure to join us for the kickoff of our Summer Fun Festivals, the first being Saturday, June 1st, at our musical festival on the Fairway. And it's a day-long lineup of various bands at the Holbrook Country Club. And there are going to be 5 live musical performances, an array of food trucks. So plan on coming, spend the day, spend an hour, whatever you've got available. But it's a beautiful venue, and the town Department of Parks and Cultural Affairs really does a great job trying to bring these events to the public, and certainly admission is free. So stay tuned of more family fun to come this summer, and thank you so much. Okay, so we will officially have our meeting come to order now with our 4 scheduled public hearings for the board's consideration. I'd ask the town clerk to please read the first hearing notice.
Thank you, Madam Supervisor. Item number 1, to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none. Is there a motion?
Motion to close the public hearing, offer the resolution quick adoption.
We have a motion by Councilman O'Connor and a second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. If you would, Madam Clerk, the second hearing notice.
Item number 2, to enact the Local Law 3 of 2024, amending Islip Town Code, Chapter 8.
Again, are there any questions on this particular resolution? Hearing none. Do we have a motion?
Motion to close the public hearing and adopt the resolution.
Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second. Second by Councilman Lorenzo McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Madam Clerk, the next hearing notice.
Item number 3, to consider amending Islip Town Code, Chapter 37 and Chapter 68.
Again, are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. And if you would, Madam Clerk, the last hearing notice.
Item number 4, to consider amending the deed covenant and restriction for the affordable housing requirement. The environmental impact will also be assessed on this property located in the Connecticut School District and located at 8 Meadow Court, Oakdale, Town of Islip, Suffolk County, New York.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Just had a question. Will, we went over it a little bit before the meeting. This is on for a scheduled public hearing, and yet my office received an agenda with a TC number, which is consistent with our change of zone hearings. So are we having 2 separate hearings or 1 hearing? And when we close this public hearing and adopt this resolution, does this become necessary? So we're also going to have to approve it as a change of zone? No. Okay, so if we close this public hearing and adopt this resolution, then we really don't need this, right?
Okay, so we have a motion?
Motion?
Motion by Councilman O'Connor to close the public hearing.
Does it need a negative deck? I'm sorry, does it need a negative deck? Okay, so motion to approve the resolution.
And close the hearing.
Yep.
We have a motion by Councilman O'Connor and a second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Well, it's on the agenda that's published on the town board, and we're just changing some of the traffic codes, basically, on each of them. The last one was specific to a parcel.
Yes, yes.
How did you just resolve that? You kind of sound like a whisperer.
We approved the resolution amending the covenants and restrictions that were put in place when the Locust Cove community was approved. Back in 2005, the Locust Cove community from this town board got approval from a change of zone application, and in that 2005 application, there were covenants and restrictions in place, setting forth that 3 of the 28 units be designed as affordable. One of the units is now transferring from one owner to another, and that owner has asked that the covenants and restrictions be amended to change the person, the organization who is going to govern the affordability component of that one unit from the CDA to the Long Island Housing Partnership. This town board just decided that that was appropriate.
It's still an affordable unit.
Yes,
It will still be an
yes. Sorry.
So technically, there's no change to
Excuse me, we're not going to really set up for a back-and-forth dialogue. And we'll try to speak a little louder. I don't know, perhaps someone from, IT can turn the volume up, but, we'll try to.
The procedure here is when we have public hearings, that you sign up to speak at the public hearings. You get 3 minutes to speak, and we could have addressed those, but nobody signed up to speak at the public hearing.
I don't know that you had to speak. I just wanted to hear what you were saying.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
First, item 1, meeting of the Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency. Motion to convene. Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor, opposed, we are convened, a quorum being present. Mr. Walzer.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and members of the agency board. John Walzer, Executive Director, 40 Nassau Avenue, Islip, New York. I have several items for your consideration today. The first item is to approve the minutes from the last agency board meeting on March 19th of this year.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes? Motion by Councilman Guardrone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor, opposed, the minutes are approved.
Thank you. The next 2 items for your consideration are authorizations to continue the pilot agreements for Century Direct LLC, as they have exercised their options to extend their leases at their 2 facilities. So item number 3 is for 15 Enter Lane in Islandia, and item number 4 is for 130 Hoffman Lane, also in Islandia. I hope it's okay if I did those at the same time.
Okay, so do I have a motion to adopt both Resolution 3 and 4 for 15 Enter Lane and 130 Hoffman Lane? We have a motion by Councilman Guardrone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? They are approved.
Thank you, and that's all the business I have today.
Okay, motion to adjourn. Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed, the industrial agency stands adjourned. Item 2, authorization supervisor to apply for and accept grant funding through round 22 of the Suffolk County Downtown Revitalization Program. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 3, authorization for supervisor to enter into a license agreement for 2 parcels of town-owned bay bottom land for the purpose of shellfish cultivation in the Great South Bay. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardrone, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 4, Town Board authorization to clean up or secure certain properties in the town of Islip. Mr. Panassi?
Good afternoon, Madam
We have
Supervisor.
a number of them today.
Yes, members of the Town Board and the Town Clerk. Jeffrey Panasci, Assistant Town Attorney, 655 Main Street, Islip, New York. I do have 18 properties on for your consideration here today. Number 1, to clean up the premises located at 2B St. Andrews Drive in Brentwood. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation, some of which is causing a motorist sight obstruction, as well as litter and debris, including household trash, wood pallets, shopping carts, and deteriorated sections of fencing, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Are there any questions? Hearing none, motion? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 2 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 3 has also been withdrawn due to a change in ownership. Number 4, to clean up the premises located at 14 Rhodes Avenue in Bayshore. On this,
Sorry.
yes,
Number 3, you indicated it's withdrawn because of a change of ownership.
correct.
So there's no status in the condition of the property, but because the ownership changed, we now have to serve the correct owners.
That's correct. We will be reinstituting a process against the new property owner in the future. Number 4, to clean up the premises located at 14 Rhodes Avenue in Bayshore. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation as well as litter and debris, including 55-gallon drums, discarded paver blocks, tile, piping, plywood, and drywall, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Jeff, I'm curious, is this a house that was renovated or in the process of being renovated and then it stopped? Because it kind of looks like that was what was happening.
It certainly appears that way from the pictures. Unfortunately, I don't have the actual background. I know that there was no crews that were noticeable there when our code enforcement investigators took the pictures.
Okay, is there a motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 5 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 6 has also been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 7, to board and clean up the premises located at 22 Bryan Drive in East Islip. On this vacant property, there now exists litter and debris, including many discarded milk crates and other refuse, which constitutes a nuisance and creates a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 8, to clean up the premises located at 28 St. Andrews Drive in Brentwood. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation as well as litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 9 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 10 has also been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 11, to board and clean up the premises located at 41 Calvert Avenue in Ronkonkoma. On this vacant and unsecured property, that now exists a window that is present in the northeast corner of the dwelling that is missing.
He's going to finish. If you want to comment, the public portion is closed now. Have you, come on. All right, just hold on, let him finish. Jeff, go ahead.
There now exists a window that is present in the northeast corner of the dwelling that's missing a glazing and allowing access to the interior of the dwelling, as well as overgrown vegetation, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Okay, since you are the property owner? Okay, I'm going to set this aside. Let's get through the rest of these. You can then step outside and have a conversation with him and then come back and we'll handle that.
Yes, I have spoken with the property owner on numerous occasions over the phone, but I can certainly do that again.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And number 12, to clean up the premises located at 104 Schmidt Avenue in Holbrook. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation as well as litter and debris, including discarded plastic piping, flower pots, household items, and various pieces of wood, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Are there any questions? Motion? A motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 13, to board and clean up the premises located at 125 South Clinton Avenue in Bayshore. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists openings in the exterior walls and roof of the dwelling, allowing access to its interior, an unsecure accessory structure, overgrown vegetation and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 14, to board and clean up the premises located at 130 West Islip Road in West Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists an accessory structure with open windows and damaged screens, allowing access to its interior, as well as litter and debris, including a damaged and unregistered pickup truck and an unregistered vessel, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Jeff, was this house moved to this location, or was it? Oh,
I'm not entirely sure of the history, but that's what it looked like.
yeah. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 15, to clean up the premises located at 178 Richmond Boulevard in Ronkonkoma. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation, including a hole on the northwest side of the exterior of the property due to the inadequate maintenance of existing dry wells, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 16, to board up the premises located at 214 Oak Neck Road in West Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exist numerous rectangular openings on the northwest and south sides of the dwelling that have no windows or other suitable protection and allow access to the interior of the dwelling, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 17, to clean up the premises located at 1251 Udall Road in Bayshore. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation as well as litter and debris, including discarded construction materials, a generator, pieces of fencing, and a plastic tarp, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was also provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Number 18 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance.
All right, Jeff, whenever you're finished, come back wherever we are in the agenda, and I'll finish up that last resolution.
I will do that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, let us go now to item 3. No.
5.
5. Meeting of the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone, and motion to convene by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand convened, the quorum being present. Mr. Hemingway.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the FTZ Board. My name is Brad Hemingway. I'm the Executive Director for the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Authority, located in Ronkonkoma, New York. I have just 2 items for your consideration today. First item being approval of the minutes from the March 19th, 2024 meeting of the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Board.
Any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? The minutes are approved.
Next item is authorization for the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone Authority, Executive Director, me, to execute the First Amendment on a sublease agreement with NSB Management for property within the FTZ located at 100 Trade Zone Drive, Ronkonkoma, New York, 11779, also known as Parcel 13.
Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
The next item on the Town Board agenda also applies to the FTZ, but we can adjourn the meeting for the FTZ Board.
I think we will. Thank you. So we will adjourn. Motion by Councilman O'Connor. I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Opposed? The Foreign Trade Zone Board meeting stands adjourned, and we will go to item number 6, authorization for the supervisor to sign a declaration of covenants and restrictions of property located at 101 Roebling Court, Ronkonkoma, in furtherance of the sublease with the Town of Islip Foreign Trade Zone. Are there any questions on this? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 7, the appropriation transfers. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 8, Town Board approval for the revised list of individuals submitted by the Community Ambulance Company, Inc. for participation in the 2023 Service Awards Program known as LOSAP. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item number 9 are the bid awards. Any questions? I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Councilman McElway, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 10, is the option year resolutions. Are there any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 11, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider amending the Town of Islip Uniform Traffic Code. Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 12, authorization or Town Board approval to symbolically rename Franklin Street and Webster Avenue in Islip to firefighter Billy Moon's Way. Any question? Motion, I think that's Councilman McElway's district, so we'll allow him to make that motion. Second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 13, acceptance of monetary funds from National Grid to compensate the Department of Public Works for paving restoration work required for Church Street and Grundy Avenue in Holbrook. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman Guadron. Or did you make that second? Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 14, authorization with the supervisor to enter into various agreements for programs or events to be held throughout the Town of Islip. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor?
I'm abstaining.
Opposed? We have 4 in favor, 1 abstention. We will go to item 15, special events. A number of events across the town, a lot of runs, parades. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadron, second by Councilman, did you make that second? Okay. No, I was just wondering because you had this. Oh, okay. So we have a second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 16, authorization for supervisor to execute a deed and transfer tax covenant documents conveying town-owned real property in Central Islip to Aurora Carlton. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Town Board approval for amendments for previously approved projects to be funded by SLFRF funds. Are there any questions?
I'm going to move we table this. Just a little behind on this. We adopted the first resolution for the SLFRF funds on July 20th of 2021. We've had 14 resolutions. Today is the 15th. And I'm just not quite keeping up and just need some more time to meet with Commissioner Owens and some others as to where it stands. So I'm going to ask that we table this for a short period of time.
Okay, we don't have a change of zone. I don't know if any of these projects are time sensitive or not.
We have until, I think, the end of the year to authorize the projects for the ARPA funds. So,
Okay, well, if it turns out that time is of an essence, we can always schedule a special meeting. So, motion by Councilman O'Connor to table, second by Councilman Lorenzo. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 18, the tabling is approved. Item 18, acceptance of a deed from Eastview Apartment Development LLC in favor of the town of Islip for property located at 221 Eastview Drive, Central Islip. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 19, authorization of town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider amending Islip Town Code, Chapter 36, entitled Parades, Assemblies, and Carnivals. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Authorization of supervisor to execute a professional services agreement with Stop for Kids LLC for a stop sign traffic safety initiative. This is quite innovative. I was told that there's a representative from this organization here if anyone has any questions, but it seems so fortuitous that we were kind of ahead of the curve in trying to address some of these issues. And this morning I hear the announcement that the governor has approved funding for police departments and public safety agencies, one of which is ours. So that's really very helpful. Any questions? Do we want to hear about this? All right, so why don't we have the representative come forward, tell us a little bit about the program and how it started and what the goal is, and hopefully you'll address the councilman's questions in your presentation.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kian Borelli. It's my brother, Cameron Borelli. How long? How long can I talk to about?
A couple of minutes.
A minute.
The Reader's Digest version would work.
Words. So the program involves using cameras to enforce stop sign violations. The idea started in village of Sour Rock in 2018 when my wife and kids were hit by a distracted driver. Thank God everything went well. It was a long recovery, but it went well. So the town brought in police officers to monitor the stop signs. It only worked when the police was present. Within 6 hours when they leave, it will go back to normal. So before we installed the cameras in Sour Rock, only 3 out of 100 cars will come to a complete stop. Today, after almost 2 years in the program, over 95% of all vehicles come to a complete stop. Village of Saddle Rock. Village of Saddle Rock in Great Neck.
Great Neck, Saddle Rock.
Saddle Rock. Zip code 11023. Yeah.
So these would just be installed in our parks. Stop signs like the one at Clemente, in Sayville, Bayshore, especially the Bayshore Marina, where we've had a series of complaints already, and the season hasn't even started yet. But continue, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's basically technology. In fact, Smart Cities trade show next week in Manhattan, we actually were just selected as in the semifinals for the idea. It's where all the government officials will gather and discuss new innovations. And this software is now entered the semifinalists. So hopefully we will have a chance to win the program there. But if anyone has a question, let me know. I mean, we basically install the cameras, and it's all done on behalf of the municipalities.
Does anyone have any questions?
I just have a comment. It's possibly not for these gentlemen. Thank you for your presentation, though. I just, I think about the school bus camera, the red light camera. Now we're going to put cameras in parks for people to not stop properly, and we're going to take a picture and send them a ticket. I just think it's an overreach of us as government to do that. If we're having issues in parks of people not stopping, we should send more park rangers or public safety officers down there to be more present there. Putting a camera up is just not something I'm for. It's been a disaster in the county, and I don't know it's going to be, according to this gentleman's comments, it's doing very well in the village of Saddle Rock, right? Correct?
Yes.
But I'm just not for putting cameras in our town parks for stop sign purposes to generate tickets for people who are not obeying the law. That's why we have public safety for it. That's just my comment on it. Thank you.
Thank you. To that point, I certainly agree. I wouldn't want to be putting up cameras in our parks to generate ticket revenue. However, it was my understanding that there's like a 30-day warning, that the fact that the camera is there increases compliance, and especially at the Bayshore Marina and the Maple Avenue dock, where we've had a lot of problems. But at the marina, we've got a walkway there where there's a stop sign where people walk across to go either to the boat ramp or to the spray park. There's a lot, it's an enormous property, and there's an awful lot of foot traffic.
Right.
So anything that we can do to get people to stop and be safe. I mean, we've heard of so many tragic accidents, people being hit by vehicles. Again, the fact that it's a 30-day warning, I think, and the fact that it's going to be posted and they're going to know that, you really need to stop. But
If I may, please.
Certainly.
I certainly appreciate the intent behind the program, which is for safety, but my concern is that minorities, communities are going to feel targeted, and that's my concern, because in the past, that's how they have felt. So I would rather have more input into this program. Maybe the Traffic Safety Division from the Department of Public Works and the Department of Parks can enlighten us with a little more information as to how many incidents we have had at the different parks, and so that we can have a better ammunition or argument in order for us to implement this program.
Okay. Councilman
I had
O'Connor?
some thoughts too. But yeah, I had some questions, but they were really directed to Commissioner Prudenti, and I don't think he's here, so
I do not.
I'll hold my questions.
Okay.
I just, too, at the same point, I have a question and then some comments. My question would be, what is the price of the parking ticket when the ticket is issued?
So we are a technology provider. Ultimately, you decide what the fine should be.
Okay.
And we also have other features where it allows you to be more lenient. So Saddle Rock used the least lenient, most lenient plan, where drivers can even roll through a stop sign and they won't get a ticket. So they don't even have to come to a complete stop, because the mayor there is not there to generate income. He wants just people to slow down. That's good enough for him. So we can set the configuration in a way to address that. It's certainly not in mind to be a money grab by, similar to the speed sign cameras and red light cameras, where you don't even have a way to dispute it. They go out of state, I believe. They are managed out of state. You have options to do warning periods, even not the 30 days, but if a driver for the first time enters your village in 6 months after the program is launched, we can say that that driver, because it's their first violation, we can do things like this should become a warning first, and then the second one will be a violation, and so on. So we have a lot of flexibility to adjust the program per stop sign location. So not even everywhere, on per stop sign location, we can have different leniencies.
Okay, thank you. So
Thank you.
that was my question, my comment, just basically, I was a big proponent of the school bus cameras, but there is a lot of kinks and things that have not been worked out with the school bus cameras, with divided highways and other reasons. So, and I don't really think, I don't really support cameras as a way of enforcement. And from what I'm seeing, the complaints we're having in the marina, there is complaints of speeding, but the majority of the complaints is loitering, manner of parking, which all of that really can't get fixed by a camera. So I would hope and urge that our public safety can get some more people down there to write tickets for those things, and while they're there, they can grab a few stop signs. Thank you.
Councilman
Commissioner, if I could
O'Connor?
borrow you for a moment. Commissioner Prudenti, thanks. Sorry to put you on the spot publicly. You may have heard me recently talking about hoping that this board can come up with some rules and procedures that we can adopt. And I've been working with the town attorney on that and hope to be able to present something to my colleagues. But until then, we're stuck doing this. So I've noticed in my visits to our town parks that there is often a police presence from the Suffolk County Police Department.
Yeah, we overlap.
Okay. I don't know, that's why I'm asking you, because you're more of an expert on this than I am. Do they have jurisdiction to write tickets if somebody goes
They do.
through?
They would write, if it's town code violations, they can write the town code as well.
So if someone goes through a stop sign in a town park, they can write a ticket. And our park rangers, one of their responsibilities is to also have a presence at our town parks.
Correct.
And they have the ability to write tickets if someone
They
goes
do.
through a stop sign as well. Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions? Okay, there seems to be, to Councilman Gaudron's point, and certainly I would be very upset to think that minority communities were feeling targeted, but rather targeted to be safe, everybody, because from what I understand, that these cameras were going to be distributed amongst all of our parks across the town. But I would like to have the opportunity to have the Public Safety Commissioner and our traffic safety, to your point, sit down and discuss this further. So I'm going to make a motion to table.
Second.
Motion and a second to table. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. We will move now to item 21, Town Board approval to designate Cargilli Enterprises as a preferred respondent to operate a Three Seasons restaurant and concession at Byron Lake Pool. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, we have a motion by Councilman O'Connor, and I will make the second.
You didn't give me a
On the
chance to
motion.
answer a question, ask
No,
a
no,
question. though.
excuse me, I'm doing a motion and a second. Bring the resolution before us. Any questions?
Yep.
Councilman Lorenzo.
Discussion.
I just want to make sure on the record that this contract has no alcohol being sold at this pool, in this concession stand, at any time during the day, not after hours, not during pool hours. None. I don't believe in alcohol at town pools, and I just want to make sure on the record, I'm being told that it has not, it's not in the contract for any alcohol, so I just wanted to confirm that. That was my only
Yep.
comment.
Thank you.
Well, just basically echoing the words of Councilman Lorenzo, I understand that that's not going to be included in the contract as per the conversation that I had with the Deputy Town Attorney Garbarino. So that's only to make it on the record. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we're all in agreement on that. It started with discussions that Councilman O'Connor had about it when this first came forward, and the Parks Commissioner has been very, pretty stern about that is going to be the case. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. Item 22, authorization of the town clerk to advertise for public hearing to amend Islip Town Code, Chapter 61, entitled Vehicular Uses, Fire Island. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. And I do believe that is all we have before us today. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're supposed to wave, so you didn't have to wait. I'm sorry. Okay, so we have the resolution for 41 Calvert Avenue, Ronkonkoma.
Yes.
On the motion.
And just, perhaps I'll read it again. This was with respect to number 11, to board and clean up the premises located at 41 Calvert Avenue in Ronkonkoma. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists a window that is present in the northeast corner of the dwelling that is missing a glazing and allowing access to the interior of the dwelling, as well as overgrown vegetation, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises. Excuse me. Just so the board is aware, I did have an opportunity to speak with the property owner. I've also, as I said earlier, I've had numerous telephone conversations with him. He did explain to me and represent that the window was fixed after, I guess, code enforcement did their investigation earlier this morning, or probably earlier this morning. He also represented that he and his wife have been having medical issues. They did not formally reside at this property location, which is why it got into the condition that it was in for this period of time. It is now their intention to change that and move there, and it is his intention to correct the existing issues with the property, and he maintains that he's already corrected one. Of course, like I said, when our code enforcement investigators went there earlier, they did not see that. However, he says that he had corrected it and did present a picture on his cell phone to illustrate that. I did explain to him that on many instances in the past, oftentimes the board will vote on the resolution anyway, and perhaps give the property owner time, but that's up to the board. But that was his request.
Okay, Councilman O'Connor, I believe it's in your district?
Mr. Lorenzo's.
Mr. Lorenzo, what is your pleasure? Would you want to table this particular one till the next meeting, or pass it with the understanding that we would give him the 30 days, and if not, the resolution would be in place to act on? Okay, so you're making that motion then? Motion by Councilman Lorenzo, second by Councilman McElway. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Thank you, that's all I have.
And I do believe that is it. Motion to adjourn? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Boudreaux. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned. Thank you.